Good Wednesday evening, March 12th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. The Valley Academy of Learning will soon call the former Columbia Elementary home after the Wenatchee School Board unanimously approved the move during Tuesday's meeting. Bob Ferguson is limiting his own emergency powers. Moderate to heavy snow is expected for Snoqualmie and Stevens passes through tomorrow. I'll have your full local weather forecast coming up. A plan to erect a controversial lighted cross on a mountaintop above the city of Leavenworth appears to have been averted after the landowner opted to trade away the property instead. In a Leavenworth City Council meeting Tuesday, Chelan County Commissioner Sean Smith said property owner Robert Johnson had arranged to swap the private land where the 70-foot cross would have been placed to the U.S. Forest Service in exchange for federal parcels of land elsewhere. Smith says that halts the cross project indefinitely. The structure was already partially built on Tumwater Mountain last year, even before the evangelical group leading the project applied for county permits. The plan caused concern around the tourist town, with a petition drive arguing against the construction. The Leavenworth City Council was poised to vote on a resolution opposing it. That resolution was withdrawn after Smith's announcement Tuesday night. The Valley Academy of Learning will soon call the former Columbia Elementary home after the Wenatchee School Board unanimously approved the move during Tuesday's meeting. The proposal, which was first presented in January, cited the Academy's rapid growth as the primary reason for the transition. In addition to the relocation, the Wenatchee School District plans to expand Valley Academy by adding 9th and 10th grades, providing more educational opportunities for students. The Academy is currently a kindergarten through 8th grade program, which offers full or part-time enrollment. The school district shut down Columbia Elementary last year, citing the need for nearly $9 million in budget cuts. Superintendent Cori outlined the district's timeline, confirming that Valley Academy is set to open inside the vacant Columbia Elementary building in August. The U.S. Department of Agriculture, the umbrella agency that includes the Forest Service, is rehiring all of the probationary workers it laid off last month. USDA announced in a press release Tuesday that beginning today, all terminated probationary employees will be placed back in pay status and provided back pay from the date of termination. Nearly 40 employees of the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest were among those laid off by the Trump administration in mid-February, which sparked a local protest in support of the workers at Memorial Park in Wenatchee. On March 5th, an independent board that adjudicates federal employee appeals issued a 45-day stay order on the termination of USDA probationary employees. Local federal worker union representatives told NCWLIFE News via email that they've received notice of the worker reinstatement, but there are still unknowns on the timeline. Grant PUD commissioners met on Tuesday and voted John Mertlich as the new general manager and CEO of Grant County PUD. Mertlich is a U.S. Marine Corps veteran with 2 bachelor's degrees and a master's in economics from the University of Oregon. He lives in Wenatchee with his family and has worked with Grant PUD since 2019, when he was hired on as the senior manager of financial planning and analysis. He began his new role today, but will work alongside outgoing general manager and CEO Rich Wallen until March 27th to ensure a smooth transition. Wallen is vacating the position after 3 years to join his previous employer, Oglethorpe Power. When we come back, Moses Lake legislator Tom Dent has won a victory in the Washington House for farmers and ranchers who buy fuel for their business. And Pinnacle's Prep High School students are holding a rally on Friday and are inviting the community to join them. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Central Washington Water is your hot spring spa dealer for over 45 years. Shop their showroom and see the new Freshwater Smart IQ, the This is a new innovative approach to super simple water care combined with the freshwater salt system to give you clean, balanced spa water naturally. There's a hot tub for every budget by plug-and-play spas starting at $79 per month. See Central Washington Water at the KPQ Home Expo and save up to $1,000 on a hot spring spa. Central Washington Water.
What are the best words you can hear tonight?
Order ready for Susan?
And if you hear those words at Abby's, you know it's going to be a legendary meal. Your pizza is loaded with toppings to the edge, premium ingredients, and real cheese. Yeah, baby. Gather with friends, play some video games, and watch the big game on TV. That's made Abby's a legendary pizza tradition for generations. And when you're ready to hear those magic words,
Tom, your order's ready.
you know where to go. You're always welcome at Abby's.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Moses Lake legislator Tom Dent has won a victory in the Washington House for farmers and ranchers who buy fuel for their business. The 13th District Republicans sponsored House Bill 1912, which exempts agricultural fuels from taxes imposed by Washington's Climate Commitment Act. The CCA already offered that exemption, but Dent's bill clarifies the law after many agricultural buyers reported problems accessing that benefit. It also gives fuel dealers more tools to remove the CCA tax at the pump. The bill passed the House of Representatives today, 93-4, and now heads to the Senate. Dent says he hopes the measure will help ag producers remain in business and keep the price of food from rising in Washington.
Jefferson Robbins for NCWLIFE. Washington Governor Bob Ferguson is limiting his own emergency powers. Ferguson released a statement on Tuesday saying it was clear Republican-led Senate Bill 5434 will not be adopted and committed to reforms of his own. The proposal would have authorized the legislature to terminate a state of emergency through a majority vote. Ferguson said he will terminate a state of emergency that lasts longer than 60 days while the legislature is not in session if requested by 3 leaders from the 4 legislative caucuses. Additionally, if a state of emergency has been in place for over 120 days while the legislature is not in session, he will call a special session to vote on if the order should end. This move distances Ferguson from previous Governor Jay Inslee, whose emergency order during the COVID-19 pandemic lasted over 2 years.
The U.S. Senate is expected to vote this week on a 7-month continuing resolution to fund the federal government. Without it, many federal operations would shut down. But Democrats say the Republican-led bill gives too much power to President Donald Trump to continue major job cuts and defunding of government agencies without congressional oversight. State treasurers, including Mike Pellicotti of Washington, were on Capitol Hill today to argue against the budget measure, which needs 60 votes in the Senate.
We are hearing today about the impacts of tariffs, how that is affecting folks throughout the country, but especially Washington State is becoming particularly pronounced because we border Canada. I mean, we're hearing about how agricultural prices are going up, how it's getting harder and harder for major industries like our agricultural sector to even get the fertilizer to produce products that are getting more expensive. I say all this is because every day it's getting harder and harder for working families to get by, and Congress, instead of responding to the cost of living issues that are facing the people of the country, is instead talking about increasing the cost of healthcare, removing healthcare, adding additional anxieties and stress to the everyday Washingtonian and everyday American who is just trying to survive every day.
Pinnacles Prep High School students are holding a rally on Friday and are inviting the community to join them. The 10th grade students recently learned about social movements in class and decided to hold a protest of their own. As a class, they voted on shared social concerns and landed on health care, not wealth care, as their demonstration's topic. According to Pinnacles teacher Zach Getzinger, the rally is intended to be nonpartisan, but students are aware of proposals to cut medication Medicaid funding. The student-led rally will be held at Memorial Park on Friday, March 14th from 4 to 6 p.m. Coming up next in tonight's feature story, we will tell you about My Girlfriend's Closet big sale beginning on Friday, which this year boasts the largest amount of donated goods it's ever seen. Our cool, wet weather will continue right through the weekend. I'll have your full local weather forecast coming up. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and Adult Care honors caregivers like you, the relatives, friends, and neighbors, helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and Adult Care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanogan counties, call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
It's the National RV Show at the Grant County Fairgrounds in Moses Lake, March 13th to the 23rd. Check out the enormous selection of both new and used RVs, motorhomes, travel trailers, fifth wheels, with huge incentives, 0 down and no payments for 90 days. Top manufacturers are coming from across the country, like Winnebago, Holiday Rambler, Forest River, Thor, Flagstaff, Grand Design RV, and more. And enter to win $30,000 or a new RV. Get $3,000 over NADA for your trade, paid for or not. So come on down to the National RV Show at the Grant County Fairgrounds in Moses Lake, March 13th to the 23rd.
This March, Lake Chelan welcomes food and wine lovers to an unforgettable experience. Taste Chelan. 16 of the Valley's top wineries and restaurants create the perfect pairing of fine wines and Epicurean delights. With 4 unique winery tracks and 5 weekends to explore, every visit offers something fresh and exciting. From your first sip to the last bite, every moment is a delicious adventure, so don't wait. Tickets are selling fast. Visit tastechelan.com today.
A lot of Wenatchee shoppers miss Big Lots, the chain retail store and old station that closed its doors last year. But the Women's Service League of North Central Washington has moved into that space in a big way for My Girlfriend's Closet, the charity clothing and personal goods sale that starts on Friday and runs through the weekend. NCWLIFE's Dan Kuntz spoke with organizer Cori Bautista. In tonight's feature story, she says with a new and larger space, My Girlfriend's Closet this year boasts the largest amount of donated goods it's ever seen.
The new donations are done. I mean, the donation period has come to an end, but this is without question the most I've ever seen.
Yes.
I don't know if it's just because you have so much more leg room than you ever had before, but this has to be a record for the amount of clothes.
Yeah, we have had the most donations we have ever had. At one point we were calling it was just a mountain of donations. We just kept calling Mount MGC. So hopefully we've gotten through most of that. Things are on the rack. The store looks beautiful. We have so many incredible women that have done so much work on sorting and organizing and merchandising. And so this is just a huge team effort from our amazing group of women. All of them are volunteers. We're all volunteers. We feel passionate about raising money to give back to our community and giving people a fun shopping experience.
Early February is when you actually started?
We moved in February, and yeah, so it's been about a month and a half that we've put this all together. And also, don't forget, the weekend after Girlfriend's Closet, we have prom dress giveaway.
Yeah, talk about that.
So prom dress giveaway is March 22nd and 23rd. That's where we give away prom dresses for free. We have over 1,000 prom dresses that will take over the racks that Girlfriend's Closet has out. And we invite girls from just all the way to the border, all the way through Grant County, so Douglas, Chelan County, and Okanogan County. We invite the girls to come over 2 days. We have dressing rooms. They can try on their dresses and hopefully say yes to the dress and leave with dresses.
That was another thing you didn't have in the last few years, was a place to try them on.
So we don't have dressing rooms for Girlfriend's Closet,
right,
but we always have dressing rooms for prom dress giveaway.
Because you want to look your best.
Right, and we have a red carpet, we take pictures. It's a really special time for girls, and last year I believe we had almost 300 girls say yes to a dress. We had people as far as Tonasket, Bridgeport, Mansfield, Moses. So it really reaches a lot of girls in the communities, and dresses are so expensive. I mean, $300. We also have a raffle during that time, so as they're leaving and checking out, they have an opportunity to win, a gift certificate for nails or hair or some other service that goes with prom restaurants too.
Big Lots' loss is your game because you guys have been very nomadic. at the Hastings building, in the Fifth Street Plaza there,
Yep.
at the East Wenatchee Mall. Every year it seemed to be a different location.
We always cross our fingers and hope something comes up in January. We start kind of looking, and like you said, you followed us every location we've had, and we feel very fortunate to be here.
How many ladies are in there right now helping out? A lot, right?
Oh, a good handful, absolutely. Right. Yep, and they are very passionate. We just filmed our fashion show, so if you go and find us on Facebook, you'll find a little preview fashion show of a lot of the gals who have been working hard on this, showing what you can buy at Girlfriend's Closet.
We should mention that, yes, it's clothes for the most part, but there's also all the accessories that women need.
This is the biggest shoe section we've ever had. Handbags, purses, wallets, belts, scarves. I mean, we have everything. It's like a department store when you go in there.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a great Wednesday. A little bit drizzly out there today, some clouds, and we have more rain coming as we get into our evening hours. Look at this, our Wenatchee Heights sky, let's just say NCWLIFE tower cameras are back, and we're glad to have them back, looking down at the Wenatchee Valley. And you can see all the clouds that we saw out there today, and pretty much all of us around North Central Washington had this weather scenario this afternoon with some rain showers in some locations. Tell you what, if you're traveling west, we talked about this last night, winter weather advisories all through our mountain passes. Stevens and Snoqualmie both could pick up 6 to 8 inches of snow, and that is from now until Thursday. Sherman Pass as well if you're headed that way. So another round of snow is moving in once again tonight and into Thursday. Also moving in as high pressure begins to build in, we're going to see some windy conditions all over eastern Washington. Could see some gusts between 30 and 35 miles an hour here in Wenatchee, 35 to 40 miles an hour in Moses Lake, and a little bit less to the north. Omak, you'll see winds about 25 to 30 miles an hour, but it looks like the real strong winds will be over into eastern Washington. Also watch out Waterville Plateau. You could see some really gusty winds tomorrow. Today's high temperature, pretty cool out there, unofficially at 44 degrees. That's 7 degrees below where we should be for this time of year at 51. Beautiful record high temperature from 2015 at 68 degrees. Our low this morning, 37, a little bit warmer than our normal of 33 and a lot warmer than our record low of 18, and that was set in 1969. Sun came up at 7:19 this morning and sets tonight at 7:03. All right, taking a look at your Thursday temperatures, a lot like today, maybe a little bit warmer, but it was cooler today than we thought. Tomorrow it's going to be a wet one though. 51 at Moses Lake and Ephrata, 50 the high temperature for Quincy, and then 47s from Wenatchee into Entiat. A little warmer for Chelan and Omak, into the upper 40s tomorrow. 44 in Lake Wenatchee and mid 40s for afternoon highs tomorrow in Leavenworth and in Cashmere. Tonight we can expect cloudy skies. Here's our weather maker sitting right over the top of us, and that will produce clouds and lots of rain. We have at least an 80% chance of rain. There's that mountain snow if you're headed west tonight. And we're going to see rain throughout the state overnight, and that's going to continue into our Thursday morning. This is what it'll look like for your morning commute tomorrow. More scattered rain showers by Thursday afternoon. We'll just call it cloudy tomorrow afternoon with highs in the mid to upper 40s. And then getting you into Friday, here's our next weather maker as it comes a little bit closer to the western shore of Washington state. That'll bring showers during the day, especially to southwest Washington. Only about a 20% chance that we'll see wet stuff on Friday. For Saturday, cloudy skies, a very strong southwesterly flow moving into the state. And there you have it. Afternoon and especially evening rain on Saturday. High temperatures near 50 degrees as we kick off our weekend. So that'll be close to normal. On Sunday, morning rain showers and windy conditions right here in central Washington. There's our chance for morning snow and rain showers, and then some cloudy skies in the afternoon. Once again, Sunday's highs, a lot like Saturday, around 50 degrees. For your St. Patrick's Day Monday, mostly cloudy skies. One storm system has moved off, and now high pressure begins to move in. We'll see high temperatures on St. Patrick's Day right around 50 degrees. And then then getting you into the end of our forecast on Tuesday, things get a lot better. A nice ridge of high pressure over the Pacific Northwest. Mostly sunny for your day on Tuesday with high temperatures right where they should be, into the low 50s. All right, your 7-day forecast, 35 overnight tonight, partly cloudy with morning rain showers tomorrow, 47 your high. Only a slight chance for rain on Friday. We'll top off at only 44 degrees, a lot like today. And then we'll see a good chance. In fact, our best chance for rain will be late Saturday afternoon into Saturday night. 49 the high temperature. That means some morning rain showers for Sunday and 49, and then mostly cloudy as we kick off another work week Monday and 51 with the sun returning finally on Tuesday. Mostly sunny then and 52 degrees. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
NCWLIFE Channel is your local TV station based right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Be sure to tune in for coverage of local sports. Once again, this spring we'll bring you prep boys soccer, baseball, and softball. In addition, we're adding Wenatchee Bighorn basketball in March, April, and May. It's all right here on the NCWLIFE channel, our Facebook and YouTube pages, as well as our website at ncwlife.com. Happy Wednesday. Braden Huff played the game of his life, and the Gonzaga Bulldogs vanquished earlier losses to St. Mary's to claim the West Coast Conference Tournament title last night. Huff got his second start of the year and provided over 30 minutes of great play to help the Zags with the win, including nailing several key shots down the stretch as the Gales tried to come back.
Huff with the right hand, that's his offhand, and he scores.
And he's been huge tonight.
Little reset for Ryan Nemhart. Back to Huff, runner, good!
Such great composure, awareness to get to the spot where he can be successful.
Saxon's had a good game as well. 1:44 to go and another timeout. They're trying to go through Huff. Hickman and Saxon rejected the pass. Marshallonis hustles after the ball, and Hickman got back and stole it away.
What a play by Nolan Hickman.
A basket might do it, and there's a basket. St. Mary's can't even get a shot off. Battle! 2-on-1. Lob! Dumps it home! It's left.
Talk about making a statement. Great hands defensively by Caleb Battle. Go ahead and reward him. Up, and away. Caleb Battle and the Gonzaga Bulldogs emphatically punching their ticket as the automatic qualifier in the NCAA tournament. Threes in the last 4 games.
Yeah. Mikey Lewis, still no threes. That's going to be the story of this game.
It's over.
It's over.
The Zags came to Vegas, and the Zags did some Zag things.
Coach Mark Few was all about giving credit to St. Mary's for bringing the best out of the Bulldogs.
It was a great college basketball game. Listen, 2 teams just competing at the highest level, incredibly physical, and again, like I said out there on the court, like I just want to tip my hat to St. Mary's. I mean, they've brought the best out in us over the years, and again, this was definitely. That was the case tonight. I mean, they made us dig deeper, and I think we played the most physical game we played all year. And I think we made a jump with just, being nastier and maybe dictating some things with our defense. And to turn that team over 18 times was huge. And to win a grinder like that, I think says a lot about these guys.
Graham Ike had 11 points and 7 rebounds in the win. He said he knew all along that Huff would come through when called upon.
And it's special because we've been talking about this for a while now, and I just know he's built for it. Through thick and thin, he's always had my back if I'm not playing well, and I always have his back when he's not playing well. He stepped up to the plate tonight. I told him he had missed a floater, maybe 8 minutes left, and I was like, man, you good. That next one's cash. Literally, the next one he shot was cash, and we needed that big term. I'm just proud of him for sticking with it through the whole season.
Gonzaga will earn the WCC's automatic bid into the NCAA tournament. St. Mary's will most likely receive an at-large invitation. Well, a decision to come back for her 5th season of women's college basketball continues to pay off for Kashmir graduate Haley Van Lith. The TCU point guard is fresh off a Big 12 MVP season and led the Horned Frogs to its first ever Big 12 tournament championship Sunday, earning the tournament's most outstanding player award in the process. Now, Haley's been recognized by the Associated Press as the Women's College Basketball Player of the Week. After 3 years at Louisville, Van Lith transferred to LSU last season and struggled through a difficult times. She opted for a 5th season this year, transferring to TCU, and has done nothing but dominate. Congratulations to Haley. Seattle Kraken are back on home ice tonight in NHL play. Montreal Canadiens are in town to face the Kraken at Climate Pledge Arena for a puck drop of 7:30. In the meantime, Seattle has welcomed a fresh face to the locker room, and well, with any hope of the playoffs out of reach, they're bringing up the young guys. Michael Isamont says he's received a warm welcome.
It's a world-class organization here. For any sport, not just the NHL. So being here the way I've been treated so far, it's unbelievable.
The deadline and the events of the deadline kind of always are introspective to where you're at in the season and how your team's doing. And so I, as a group and the guys, realize we're not where we want to be or where we think we should be. The focus here the rest of the way is getting to our best hockey, getting to, both individually, both as a team, and both as one projecting for the future.
You can watch tonight's game on King 5 and Kong TV. Well, the Seahawks have added more talent through the free agent market. Seattle reportedly signed former Kansas City Chief, Buffalo Bill, and New Orleans Saints wide receiver Marquez Valdez-Scantling. The free agent agreement for one season worth $5.5 million. Valdez-Scantling caught 17 passes for 385 yards and 4 touchdowns in 8 games for the Saints last season. Seattle heads into the 2025 campaign without Tyler Lockett, without DK Metcalf. Valdez-Scantling is expected to be in the starting lineup along with Jackson Smith and Jigba and Jake Bobo. A Tri-City American player was injured in a fight last night on the ice against Seattle, and the game had to be postponed. Terrell Goldsmith was involved in the on-ice altercation when he fell to the ice unconscious and apparently convulsing. He was taken to a nearby hospital, and the game was suspended. Seattle led at the time 2-0. Not quite clear if the game will pick up when they replay it from the second period on, or if they'll start it all over again. As a result of last night's postponement, the Wenatchee Wild still trailed the Thunderbirds by 3 points for the final playoff spot in the WHL's Western Conference standings. Wenatchee begins a 3-game road trip tonight in Kamloops against the Blazers. The Wild and Blazers drop the puck at 7 o'clock tonight. You can hear the action with Austin Drade locally on 560 KPQ. Well, Quincy lost its opener in Prep Boys soccer last night. Eisenhower's 2 goals in the first half were enough to hold up for the 2-1 win. Daniel Mendoza found the back of the net for the Jackrabbits in the second half of that contest. Chelan boys have the lone game on the schedule for today. That's a road trip to Wahluke. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Have a happy Wednesday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at NCWLIFE.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us and have a great night.